Hello and welcome to the PC Perspective Podcast. We have reached episode 874. This is being recorded on July 1st, 2026. We're celebrating our independence this week. 250 years, guys.
250.
Wow.
250.
I'm Sebastian Beek.
Wow, we're missing so many people.
Yeah.
I am Josh Walrath.
I'm Brett Van Sprinberg. I promise I'll press those buttons again.
This could be a long podcast.
Yeah, this could be very okay. Jeremy's not here in protest of America's independence, and then Kent could not be here, so it's just the three of us. But the real star of the show is the background. Now I'll take away these three smiling faces, and you will see the true star of the show right there on that mid-century modern-looking.
Did you get one? How'd you get one?
I stole the picture from their website, okay?
Oh.
This is a still from the video that plays in the background when you go to the Steam machine page on Valve's website. Anyway, I do not.
But if you didn't get one,
I wish I had.
We do have a story. We do have a story in the show about how you might kind of get a.
Oh, how to buy a Steam machine coming up next.
Nope.
But first, let's thank our patrons who make this program possible. Sean M. Wait, is that Steam?
Is that Sean?
He has a question. I threw that thing in there to remind myself that Sean had a question. He posted it on the Patreon.
Oh, would you say that Sean M is a muscular man for his time?
Okay, yes, that's correct.
Please go ahead, Bront.
Sean asked if he was building himself a work-alike Steam machine for the entertainment room, for the living room, family acceptable. My guess is probably a little bit toned down, not so glamorous. What kind of case would be good for a Steam machine work-alike if he was to build it, with standard PC components, Steam OS kind of thing? What kind of case would you recommend?
Number one recommendation is that fractal design case with the wood on the front,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like everybody likes the way that looks. That's what
the recent release of the brown AIO, Noctua fans, I think would set that off quite nicely.
The Cooler Master half 932 would be excellent for your living room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Depends on how hardcore they are.
If you've got a dungeon in your living room, then it's going to go perfectly in there. It even comes with the ball gag. So
I don't know. The North, it looks pretty stylish. But what if you want a smaller one? There's a great new case. It's how Lian Li and Dan Cases have worked together. So there's a Dan Cases, Lian Li A4, and now there's a B4. But that one can be put into two different orientations. Let me click on this link here so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Transferring data. Okay. Just wait.
So slow.
So this one you can have standing up on its side, the horizontal form factor or vertical form factor. You have the wooden front option as well. Smaller footprint. This is mini ITX and micro ATX only. When I was pricing out my own Steam builds, micro ATX is the way to go, as always.
Of course,
the cheapest motherboards by far. So yeah, get one of these. I think they're about $80. I could be wrong about that.
$80.
Not to mock me.
Dollars.
Anyway, Sean,
why not just use a motherboard box? Get a motherboard box, put it on there, put the thing on top of the motherboard box. It's an aesthetic. You can just dust it out all the time.
Right now, the only thing on Newegg is just the vertical front wooden thing. Oh, wait, no, it's the whole thing. No, it isn't. It's not $29. Zalman has one, too? This is such a trend right now. It's the wooden slats.
It is. I don't know. I don't really quite like that one as much. I don't like the
it's warm.
Wood front.
It's warm. Yeah.
No, it was the metal. If it had just been like full wood.
I'm talking about the what you walk into a room, it's like, oh, it's nice as wood. It's natural. It's warm.
It's inviting.
Hey, Francois.
Vegas' heaviest log.
He apparently likes the wood as well. So appreciate your
his message just says beers.
Thanks. Beers.
He's trying to buy us something to drink so that our energy level goes up. Oh wait, apparently I'm the only one drinking water tonight.
Oh,
but tonight's water comes courtesy of Ford's Garage. Ford's Garage is a restaurant in Dearborn, Michigan, near the Henry Ford Museum, and that's where I bought this glass.
Do they license the signature of Ford's?
They're actually owned by the family.
Oh, well, never mind then.
There's a Model T hanging up over the bar. And everything
has got a tank full of gas?
Yeah.
Actually. And full of
it smells, and it smells really strong. No, it doesn't.
Anyway.
Okay, let's move to the food section of our podcast. Josh, please tell us about your lunch today.
Well, the lunch was quite tasty. I went in there. They're pretty busy. They were complaining about all the tourists in town. I don't know why. Tourists, they're the worst. I mean, they only bring in money and take up parking spots. But anyway, I had to get the Hatch Green Chili Burger. And let me tell you, it was fantastic today. They put it together really nicely. So it wasn't falling apart. It wasn't squished. I wasn't trying to, fluff it up for photography. So anyway,
so seasoned.
They are spicy fries. So all the fries are tossed,
seasoned
in the Nashville hot seasoning. So they actually got some good tang to them. They're warm. They're seasoned.
Is that a rub? Are they tossed in a rub?
Pretty much, yeah. So it's an American white cheese, Hatch green chilies, fire roasted, a chipotle mayo, which is absolutely fantastic. So it's a nice, spicy, tangy burger along with spicy fries. It was good. And it even looks good for a change. It's not like
this is
crushed.
A nice picture.
Yeah. Well, thank you. All because of the Galaxy S23. And I'm not upgrading anytime soon. I thought there was going to be a sound effect.
Where's the sound effect?
You're welcome.
Oh, boy.
Beautiful.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh.
Hey, thank you, Sebastian.
A good food segment for once. Okay. Moving on to our news of the week. The Steam Machine. We have to talk about it. It's mandatory.
What a shock.
It's like the mandatory art coverage, but more depressing. So you can't buy one, of course. You had to enter in for a random drawing to get put on a list. And then after that, it was, well, did they have enough? And of course, they didn't have enough. So I'm not bitter that I wasn't selected, but it's fine. I was selected, but there wasn't enough or something like that. So I removed my name from the list. Don't worry. I'm not taking up anybody's spot. So if you want one, you have to go to eBay. I have a saved search here for the Steam Machine, and you can look at recently sold listings.
Show us.
And, the prices I think are pretty on par with what I expected. Somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000 is what I was expecting for in hand. I think it'll be more because these are pre-order slots that people are selling for up to $2,900. It's like, pre-sale, look, I have it. I'll get it. And there's not a single one that's actually like in hand. Here it is. I'm shipping it out to you tomorrow kind of listings. Those are coming. They'll be over $3,000.
So it looks like you could have made a couple bucks on your place in line.
But I didn't actually get the reservation. I got put on a waiting list.
Oh.
See, the reservation queue is the higher level. I was just in like the better luck.
The waiting room.
Yeah. I feel like
you were the assistant to the assistant crack whore.
Years ago.
Where's my button? Here it is. Here's my button.
I thought eBay put protections in place years ago so that people could not sell. It was the iPhone actually that did this. People were selling pre-orders or reservations for an iPhone, but not an actual iPhone. So then eBay made this rule where to sell one, you actually had to have the physical phone, and you had to have a piece of paper or something with your eBay username written on it, like on top of the phone, to prove that you were. I'm going to cut that whole story. Nobody gives a All right.
I was enthralled by your description of early mid 2000s eBay. It was better than Cats. I could watch it again and again and again.
Okay. That was a great story about the price of the Steam Machine. But you know what Valve would change if they could change one thing about it? Make it cheaper.
Oh.
And I want to issue a bit of a mea culpa here. As I close these pop-ups. I was pretty negative about the Steam Machine pricing last week. And then I actually tried to make a build on PC Part Picker and finding things that were actually in stock that I could buy and have shipped to my home and do a video, like have my son help me build his own Steam Machine, do a live stream. To just buy roughly equivalent parts is around $900.
Mm-hmm.
So for it to be $1049 for a finished retail product in a box that comes with a special custom motherboard and a custom case, it's not that crazy. I still think it should come with a controller, though. They should have given the controller away. If you bought the Steam Machine, you get it for free or something. But that was even with like the one DIMM and everything. To do 2 DIMMs and a better graphics card and to actually have enough storage, like to go from 512 to 1 or 2 terabytes, you're getting well up over the price of the Steam Machine. But you get a better system. So I guess the argument will end up being, well, you can't buy a Steam Machine and the prices on eBay are ridiculous, but look at this system you can build for like $1,200. That'll do the same thing better. So I don't think the $1049 price ended up being as bad as I thought it was, just because I can't believe how expensive storage is right now. It's insane.
That and Valve will not subsidize. They say it's against their religion.
Yeah, because Valve likes money.
They do.
Who doesn't?
And they tried to negotiate, just in comparison, Apple themselves, just an Apple story. Why not? They have also just raised all their prices. They held the line for a long period of time. They can no longer absorb the cost of storage and memory. So they just shut down the site, upgrade everything by hundreds of dollars, almost across the board. iPhones not yet, but pretty much everything else went up $200, $300, $400, $500. And they're trying to source RAM from China, from that CX, I can't remember the name of the company, CXNS or something like that.
MT.
Yeah. Yep. They're trying to get RAM from them. Now they're trying to get a waiver from the government to allow them to buy it.
Here's the thing about that memory. It doesn't cost any less than what is currently out there. So,
there's
just more supply.
Yeah.
But it's about just having the supply available. It's that rough out there.
Sticking with the Steam Machine just for another couple of minutes to milk this for all it's worth. The single DIMM thing. Now, Gamers Nexus released a video about single versus dual DIMM configurations. And in CPU limited tests, like if you're doing a 7-zip compression test, decompression it does not rely as heavily on memory bandwidth. Compression does. 19.4% faster with 2 sticks versus just a single stick, because there's so much more bandwidth when you have quad channel instead of just one dual channel memory stick. Because of course DDR5 is dual channel on one stick. But the GPU stuff, 2.5% overall. It's not
so not a big deal.
No, if you're gaming on your Steam Machine, there's almost no difference. The second stick being, an option later, if you can find one, like put it on your Christmas list. I just want one DDR5 5600 SODIMM. And then
how bad are those right now?
The prices?
I haven't looked.
It's so bad.
600.
I couldn't believe how bad it was until I tried to put my own build together.
Oh.
So like a 16 gigabyte DDR5 SODIMM on newegg.com.
Oh, Lord.
It's just insane. Oh, here's 2 8 gigabyte.
8 gigs.
For $195. but it's much slower. It's DDR5 4800, not 5600.
Oh,
the 5600 is $270 for 16 gigs.
And you just be throwing away your other 16 gig single DIMM. So, yeah, this is not good. Not good.
The prices are so bad that this is just not the right time. Finally, in Steam Machine news of the week, kind of a funny story. D-Brand canceled their companion cube that they were showing off because they never actually asked Valve for permission, and then Valve said no. So, product canceled. Story.
In this case, it was better to ask permission than forgiveness.
Yes. Speaking
Valve
of lawsuits,
doesn't forgive.
Yes. Speaking of lawsuits, our next story from Tech Power Up, the DRAM triarchy, as it's put here, is hit with a class action lawsuit alleging memory price fixing and cartel-like behavior.
What? You're welcome.
Wow. Sound effects. Please send all of your comments to Brett, who's not on social media.
Well, didn't SK Hynix just like give every employee like $144,000 bonus?
Why, yes.
Because of their... Yeah, that seems... I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're a member of SK Hynix, and I can't remember Alan's not. He's the other... No, he's that Intel
Solidigm
spinoff with Solidigm. Yeah. Sorry, Alan. I wish you could have gotten that 144K bonus. But yeah, that seems like the company made a lot of money that perhaps was a little excessive because they've got 20,000, 30,000 employees, and you start doing the math. That's a lot of dinero. And that's not even South Korean money. That's US dollars, 144K. How would your life look if someone just dropped 144K on you? Mine would be much different.
Would you spend it all on sim gear?
No. I would get rid of all debt and live simply in a cabin in the woods and write a manifesto.
Would you grow your own food from seed?
That's a gateway to a whole series of behaviors.
I would declare my yard a sovereign nation. I would shoot anyone who came anywhere near me with immunity. Okay. The RTX 5050 9GB. The card that would have been mocked endlessly by every creator out there.
Excessively.
The most 2026 product imaginable. Here's one more gig for you. There you go. It may have been canceled or permanently delayed. Their partners have no new information. Apparently, they're just going to focus on that 3060 re-release and not worry about a pathetic 1GB edition.
Where were they going with that?
I know so little and care so little about the 5050. I'm not even sure if it's available in an 8GB model or if it's 6 or 4 or what. I assume it's 8. Let's look it up right now.
Yeah, are they even available anywhere, anymore, anytime?
RTX 5050.
I know it was announced, but I don't know if I've ever seen one.
It was released 1 year ago today.
Ooh.
All right. Over under on how expensive you think it is to buy right now.
Let's go. Newegg.com.
Hey, don't look. You have to guess.
265.
Okay.
305.
Okay. Well, Price is Right rules. Josh wins. You win over. Sorry. $299.99.
I see a 309 there.
Yeah, but the entry price. Josh wins. Okay, fine. I guess you both win.
I'm a winner.
We're all
very, very
here
close
at the PCPer podcast.
Aren't we, though?
$300 for a 5050.
That's just highway robbery.
This is why you can't.
How much does an RTX 3060 cost now? With 12 gigs.
Do you want to know?
Money bags.
Yes.
Do you really want to know?
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
400 plus.
Oh, that's loot the V2, which I reviewed up top. Second. There you go. Asus Dual GeForce V2. Yeah. So during the entire, crush of Newegg Shell Shocker, or no, whatever, what the one where you could bid on getting one of the cards, where
they were forcing you to buy a motherboard at the same time as the GPU.
Yeah, stuff like that. That you were chosen to buy a card.
The shuffle, the Newegg shuffle.
The shuffle.
Oh, yes.
That 419 was essentially what they were selling that for at the time. 419 to 440. So we're back in the crappy days. Crappy days. I should just sell everything and then move into my cabin.
Yeah, sell it all and then
write your manifesto.
Game on
I got a typewriter. Just get some get some of those, the tape with the ink that's wet, and you can actually refill those with, an ink blotter dropper.
If only you hadn't replaced the S key with that oddly shaped replacement that's so distinctive.
Okay.
Oh, no. They'll never find me. Never.
No, they won't.
Speaking of the high price of computer hardware, PC shipments in Q1 fell 7%, the steepest decline since 2023.
I'm surprised it didn't fall farther.
Yeah.
But I guess with pre-builds, they still were insulated from a lot of the big high memory and SSD price, because they had to source them, 6 to 8 months before. So they're still regularly priced. But yeah, I think it's going to be even worse this second quarter when they finally do all of their finagling of numbers and things. What's that noise?
I don't know.
It sounds like we're in the engine room of the Enterprise.
Oh, that was the server sound for Brett's server.
Oh, thanks, Bront.
Oh, sorry.
It's gone now. You don't have to mute yourself.
I mean, is it gone?
I think so.
I'm sorry.
I'll do an aggressive noise reduction, and then we'll all just sound like we're underwater. Well, it'll be fine. Dr. Cuttress put out a video today about lithography and fab, and all I heard in my head was Josh talking about EUV. Well, I sometimes hear Josh talking about that in my sleep, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what's even worse is sometimes Sebastian's wife hears it in her sleep. Because she listens.
Calling my wife and talking about EUV again.
Yes. Whisper.
You need to get
whisper sweet
crickets.
Molten Tim.
I need to get crickets now.
In my ear. Yeah.
It was $20. It's limited repertoire.
Let's move on. And our next news story, this one comes from Windows Latest. Throw your mind back a couple podcasts or so ago, and Microsoft had to delete this 32 gigabyte RAM story. I think it was 32 that they were recommending, because 16 is fine.
It was Sebastian, where they talked about like the Avid, the not the Pro, just more like the Enthusiast. The Enthusiast line was the 32 gigabyte line. You recall correctly.
They try to erase that from history. It's not on archive.org. You can't find any evidence of it, except for the news stories mocking it at the time. Well, now they're saying that 8 gigabytes of RAM is fine for Windows 11. As this is 2026, guys. MacBook Neo came out with 8 gigabytes of RAM, and now Microsoft says, actually, 8 gigabytes is fine.
Funny story on that. They actually made fun of the Neo at the time, saying that was dragging down its performance, and all of the similar laptops for Windows were coming with 16. Oh, and we're so much better because of that. Our performance is so much better. this makes the story even more delicious, really.
So
the fact that now 8 gigabytes,
Pro,
fine. Mm-hmm.
Surface Pro with 8 gigabytes of RAM is $849.99.
Oh,
wow!
How big's the SSD? 256, 250,
256.
Jeez. So you know what? You know what's helped out Microsoft a lot is that SSDs have been used as, kind of a cache for memory. In fact, that's a setting that you can do in Windows to allocate a certain amount of space on your hard drive. And with SSDs being as fast as they are, and with as low of latency to get to them and get data back, even though bandwidth may not be as much as main memory, you don't care about that. It's all access time. So they can screw around with it a little bit, and you won't notice it as much as compared to, like, if you had one of those absolutely horrific Seagate hybrid drives with like 8 gigs of flash with the spinning drive on there, and for some reason the algorithm would put the stupidest stuff on the 8 gigs of flash, so you'd never use it. Next thing you know, your laptop is just constantly crawling. It was terrible. I'm glad they got rid of those. I still have nightmares about the hybrid SSD mobile drives.
Are you foreshadowing?
Those are bad.
Is this coming back?
Remember when the Mac did that for a while too? That those hybrid drives, it was horrible.
16 gigabyte SSD and then a hard drive. Yeah.
I have a positive spin.
Oh boy.
I have a positive spin.
Well, that's funny because it's spinning Rust, right?
Okay. No. The positive spin here on the reduction of the memory that's having to come with some of these laptops. Now, they've had to pull back on some of the automatically installed pieces of software. One of the items that they've had to pull back on is Copilot. They can't get it to run reliably without soaking the system.
Are you telling me that Microsoft is going to sell a Surface Pro without Copilot?
That was, I believe, my read of this was
not only that, but without AOL for the first time in 40 years. Yeah.
Not subsidizing.
You know what? One of us is serious.
Hey, Best
You're the
Buy.
guy with the soundboard.
Best Buy has some good prices for July 4th on WD Black Drives. Let's check it out right now. Live on the podcast, going to bestbuy.com. It's July 1st, 2026 as we record this. So any of the prices are only valid right now as we speak. So let's see. WD Black SSD. See what comes up here. Waiting. Okay. These are prices, but I would not call them especially exciting prices. Though $379.99 for 2 terabytes for a fast drive in current year is actually not that insane.
I think I paid a bit less than that a while ago, but yeah. No.
Next news story. This comes from Boing Boing, but it's everywhere. Sony's deleting 551 movies from customers' accounts story. It was a deal with Studio Canal that ended, and now, of course, they have to remove all of those digital movies. And that means removing them from your library even if you paid for them. No refund.
Oh,
no apology.
Wait, what?
Just nothing.
You own
just
nothing.
UK, or is it everywhere?
It's right now. It's limited to the UK.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. It says
on
play has no limits, and that's a lie.
Right. When you buy a movie, you're not actually buying it. It actually says it right on the screen. You are buying a license to view this content. There's going to be backlash, and then they have to make a decision.
Again, obviously, we see this as you will own nothing and like it. Just continuing the crawl, the pullback of you're just not buying anything, you're just renting it. It's sad.
Yeah. We'll talk more about Sony canceling things later in the gaming
this has also turned into a bit of a Sony show in that way.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Next, Windows 10. Some people like it. because it doesn't have as much AI junk in it. And they're getting another year of updates. Don't tell anybody. You could actually stick with Windows 10 for another year. They updated their policy. The extended updates now go to October 12, 2027 instead of October 12, 2026. Hopefully not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did we or did we not predict this? I think that we did. I think we said, no, there's going to be a big enough installed base out there that they will continue to support the Windows 10 installs. And lo, here it is.
Next level racing. This must be a Josh story. Josh, take it away.
It is. It is. So they just announced 2 new products. You scroll down a little bit. I'll tell you about them. Keep scrolling. Scroll. Stop. The ES3 Elite Sim Racing Seat Fiberglass and Carbon Fiber Edition. Now, these things are specifically designed for the truly kind of people who are at the cutting edge of sim racing. It's kind of interesting in that, instead of just offering a carbon fiber one that is $1,400, they're like, hey, we can get almost the same stiffness from a fiberglass one for less than half the price. So this is super light, super stiff. They've got really interesting padding about it. So if you're, kind of an extreme person about your sim racing, or you move around your stuff a lot, less mass, better stiffness, and a design that is comfortable. And hypercar inspired. But it's kind of cool. Again, sim racing is getting more and more extreme, but at least they didn't just offer a carbon fiber one for $1,400. So there's a cheaper option, almost as good. In fact, it's probably just as good because you're not expecting to go like 50 G's in a crash in these seats. So, yeah, if you like sim stuff, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming out in the next couple of months.
Thank you, Josh. And we will move now to Insecurity Corner.
Welcome to Insecurity Corner, your weekly reason to drink.
And our first story comes from Bleeping Computer. New Bioshocking attack manipulates AI browser into data theft. I was reading the story this morning, Brett, and this is great. It is a little game that the AI plays, and then at the end of the Bioshock themed puzzle that rewards wrong answers only, it teaches the agent that normal rules do not apply. So as the final step, the agent is then instructed to visit a GitHub repo and copy and share data present in the code, including sensitive information such as passwords.
Yeah. So AIs can be led around and just like a faithful puppy, and they will follow you almost into any place, even though they've been strictly warned you have to stay in the yard. No, you can trick them out of the yard. And this is just one of those methods. We're going to be talking about another one here in a moment. Having it play a game and then having it interact with a code space, applying the lessons that you just taught it, is clever and nefarious. This is the next variant of it, and it's using images. So this is feeding an AI, or obviously an LLM, an image with the aim of teaching it to provide responses it shouldn't. So it's about tricking it into doing something very similar as solving the math problems. And it's using the vision system and the analysis system instead of a math problem. You're tricking it with a visual input. And then you're asking it questions, and it's essentially broken because of the way that you fed this image. It's kind of, vision language models. The image perturbation. Can't even say that. Just got myself slapped. So it's an image-based
I love
jailbreak.
this idea that you're doing Insecurity Corner, probably the most serious and informative section of our podcast. And there's random slap sound effects.
Yeah. Yeah, because I couldn't say the word.
Okay. Perturbation.
Yeah, so
that's an interesting word.
Yeah, that.
I've never used that word before.
Is. No.
I'm perturbed by your pronunciation of that word.
That is where I went wrong. That was why I felt I deserved the slap. Image-based jailbreaking, feed it the images first, and then you've essentially broken it out of its virtual yard.
I like that analogy. It seems oddly prescient, considering some of the challenges I've had with my puppy in the last few months.
The puppy analysis is somewhat...
It likes to leave the yard
correct
when it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
And chase people down the street on their bicycles.
That's like lawsuit. I'm gonna go bite that kid's ankles because they're going around in a circle.
Everybody was fine until it wasn't fine because a lady was like terrified of dogs and she's screaming, "Help me!" Mm-hmm. I'm like, "I'm sorry."
It's
to tackle my dog. It's a very big 7-month-old German Shepherd. She's already over 60 pounds and just very rambunctious and destructive. And next, from the Register, anonymous researcher drops 0-day exploratarium repo. Exploitarium repo.
Yeah, that's another word. This one is a little bit Nightmare Eclipse-ish, but not. It's a lot of open source projects like Splunk, RustDesk, 7-Zip, AnyDesk, some commercial software. Gitera, libSSH2 was the most interesting one here. Has an exploit in it that allows specially crafted SSH packets, messages, to essentially allow the overflow from the long message to drop into execute the part of this payload with whatever privileges it has. Now, normally you'd be thinking, hey, I'm running an SSH server. I'm susceptible to this problem. It's a 9.8, so it's rather high up there on the scale. But this is sort of interesting in that it actually affects clients after they connect to a compromised server. So if a malware agent gets control of a server and there's a lot of clients out there connecting to it, perhaps for updates, perhaps for a BIOS update, perhaps for a lot of updates are transported potentially over SSH, SCP, and the server sends this malicious payload back to that client. It actually subverts the client in this case. So it's not the client subverting a server, it's the other way around. And then they can gain control of this device. Maybe it's something updating its BIOS or whatnot. So there's potentially a really big exposure to the Internet of Things here. And lots of other typical client-to-server interactions that could get in a lot of trouble this way. This is interesting. I've never seen one like this. And there's like 15 or 14 other ones in this package. It's proof of concept, proof of code is out there. Expect to see a lot more come from this.
Finally, in Security Corner, Kali Linux gets a second update, and boy, does it need it this year, writes Jeremy Hellstrom, who is pictured here. He was not able to
that is
attend our
in
podcast.
His traditional address.
Yes.
I believe he's using this weekend as he's beating people with syrupy fronds. Anyway, Kali
chanting Molaram.
You can. As I was saying, Kali is a great environment to actually do security research. And that's its point here, is that it's getting some great updates so that it is better at that particular job of dealing with figuring out malicious hacking. And it's a great utility. Good net utilities. And the distro includes many features that make it a malware hunter's good friend. So way to go, Kali.
Excellent.
Some of those tools are like Olay, Microsoft Olay tools. It's on Linux, so you can open those up. A Hydra, a networking login cracking utility, so they can see actually what's happening there. Cybersecurity command libraries called Arsenal. It's kind of a cheat sheet on looking at what's how something maybe happened. Pen testing utility called URO. A lot of cool tools. So if you're into security and seeing how all that stuff is put together and how it works, Kali. Go install Kali Linux and start exploring.
Can it play games?
Can you install Steam on it? Because that's all anybody wants to know anymore.
That's a different story coming up soon, though.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're moving on to gaming quick hits. And the first story, we're going to go back to Sony. There was that earlier story about them taking 500 and some movies away from people because of a deal with Studio Canal expiring. And now there's a story that they're not going to do physical discs for the next-gen console. Physical disc production is ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. This is from the PlayStation blog itself. It's not a rumor. They're announcing it in response to shifting trends and consumer preference, etc. Now, I will say it's pretty funny to think about outrage about this. And I saw some comment about like, yeah, now I wish I had a Steam machine, or now I'm even happier that I'm like, you can't buy physical games on Steam.
No, not very many anymore. Yeah, because the problem with physical media right now is how many layers on a Blu-ray can you do?
2,
4, 2, 3, 4.
That was just 2.
Well, I know you can do 2, but I thought that they had advanced it. You could do actually 4 layers.
Oh, like
for 100 gigs.
Blu-rays? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, for 100 gigs, you can have like 4 layers. But, one of the latest Call of Duties is 160 gigs.
Oh.
And not only that, but when you scratch one of those things or they get damaged, they're just unreadable. You can't copy anything out of it because the data is so packed and there's multiple layers, so any kind of refraction in there and it just doesn't read. And we ran into that with some secondhand games we bought for my kid back in the day with the Xbox Series X. It would get to a certain point and be like, I can't read anything past here, and your game just sits there trying to install. So yeah, unless they could, make a much, denser, inexpensive media, I can understand. I don't like it because I like actually owning content and content that people can't take away from me. But technology's gotta do better with storage.
Yeah, speaking of storage, maybe the plan was to move to cards like Nintendo, because you can put so much data on a flash card now, but they're so expensive that it doesn't make any sense. PlayStation got a big foothold in the market way back when they came out in the mid-90s, partly because their licensing deal was so good. I believe it was $10 for the game developer to pay as the royalty to Sony, but that included the production of the disc. So $10 per game, you got your disc, and it was an official PlayStation disc. And Nintendo was charging like $30, $40 for their N64 carts, which is why the games were so expensive. They're like $80 a game. The cheapest ones were like $60. So you could do flash drives. You could get like a thumb drive, but it would cost like $80 to do a high performance 256 gig thumb drive these days, I'm guessing. Wait, probably more than $80.
You know what? You've got the internet at your fingertips. What does a 128 gig flash drive cost?
Does it need to have a certain amount of performance?
No. How about because you're just loading it onto an SSD?
The camera micro SDs, the very small.
Those are so expensive now. Those are so expensive now. The micro SD cards?
Yes.
It's crazy. Let's see. Micro SD. Let's go with a good brand like Samsung. Let's see, how much are these bad boys going for these days? Let's go to Best Buy. Okay,
SanDisk's $38.
Okay, it's not that crazy. $50 for the Samsung Pro Plus 128. But still,
I was looking at the SanDisk Extreme.
Yeah,
it's gonna double your game price. You're paying $100 for a game.
256 is $80, so I was pretty close for a fast one. You want a fast game installation experience. Obviously, optical media, that is not the case. It is painful to wait for a disk install, and I love physical media, but I like it for the stuff that plays back kind of in real time. I like CDs, variety of CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray. But game installs off a disk sucks.
Hurts.
And then after you wait all day for the
you got to upload and patch
Gran Turismo 7, then you've got to update it. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not even close. Even a cheap thumb drive would be faster than an optical disc for installation. But it's just another... The timing was so bad. Sony releasing a blog post right after the news breaks that you don't own anything. Sony's taking away your stuff and they're not giving you any refunds. Oh, by the way, we're going to take away all your physical media with the next PlayStation console. I know Microsoft...
but please buy our console.
If Microsoft ever releases another Xbox, it won't have a disk drive either. This was the last generation for it.
So, you know what? Those micro SD cards are really expensive. You can get a 256 gig USB 3.2 stick for $25.
But what is the read speed off of that thing?
Who cares?
Okay. All right.
You're just looking for space.
I care.
You're not trying to stream video onto it.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm going to read it at 64 megabytes per second, which is faster than most people's downloads. Who cares?
Let's move on.
Oh my.
Moving on. Xbox to shutter at least 5 studios and cancel their upcoming Blade game. It's they're doing a reset at Xbox, which of course means canceling everything, firing everyone.
Yeah, this feels deeper than the word you just used.
But I thought they said it was a reset.
Well, that's maybe what they said, but it feels like more. Well, it kind of seems that way.
Let's face it. Xbox is Game Pass. What on earth would compel you to buy an Xbox when they don't have the exclusives anymore? And the hardware is $650 now for the Series X. Why would you get one of these things? Except for Game Pass. So if Game Pass, maybe the Xbox will just become this gaming service you can get on anything.
Okay, so here's one thing, right? Here's a problem I've had in the past. I bought a Sony Blu-ray player that had all kinds of, online things you could stream with. 1, streaming quality sucks. 2, after a while, they just stopped updating everything. And 3, the quality just was not that great. And you'd often get buffering and lag and things wouldn't work. And so I actually upgraded my stream machine to, which one was it? The Xbox One. And it was like a whole new world because not only did none of the licenses ever seem to run out, which the Sony Blu-ray players that I had, that after a couple of years, they just stopped supporting. It constantly was updated. And in fact, they update it pretty much every month. And you can add new apps. And it's a PC. But it's, unlike a PC, if you've ever tried to do a streaming media PC, the amount of issues you would have with multiple other things with streaming and whatnot, I've never experienced that. So if you want to play games, it's still good. It's got a HDR 4K Blu-ray player integrated in it, and it's awesome for any kind of streaming stuff. That for me, it makes sense, but it's still a steep price. But again, if you were to buy a high-end Blu-ray player, your experience may actually mirror mine, where after a while it just sucks.
Have you ever heard of the NVIDIA Shield TV?
Does it have a UHD Blu-ray?
No, but most people
reader?
don't care about that. Who's buying UHD Blu-rays outside of a very small niche/niche, however you pronounce that word, market?
I'll tell you what, Top Gun Maverick on Blu-ray HD, the 4K HDR is such a much better experience in streaming. I mean, it's not even close. Not even close.
I appreciate UHD Blu-rays because they typically have a higher bit rate, but they're all 2K anyway, because almost every Hollywood movie, even to this day, has a 2K intermediate.
Mastered. Yeah.
And then they upscale it to 4K for the UHD Blu-ray release. It's actually projected at 2K in theaters. Yes, if you go to a real IMAX theater, it's higher res, but regular theater experience.
Yeah, what IMAX is still film.
Right.
I mean, each frame is this big. So why are you saying projecting at 2K when IMAX is
most IMAX
film?
is not projected on 70 millimeter format.
Really?
It's like digitized and they project it at the same lower resolution.
Oh, fine.
You have to go to a real IMAX theater is what I'm saying. Like my local theater has an IMAX room. It's not a real IMAX theater. I have to go all the way to, I think it's an hour and a half away to get the first real one. Anyway, yes. So everything sucks, and I think that was the end of. No, there's more. There's more gaming quick hits. Sorry.
Does it suck Xbox. More?
There is. No, there's a couple more. This is what we alluded to this earlier.
Okay. Because of the extremely high price to get game consoles now, because the $500 ones went up to $650, the PS5 Pro went from $700 to $900. PlayStation sales hit their lowest since before the PS2 launched. And Xbox is their worst ever. May was just astonishingly bad for these companies because, let's see. Prices go up and sales go down. You'd think that this would be the wake-up call to lower the prices again.
But no.
We've heard you. And we've taken the price back down to $4.99. Would that really bolster anything? These things are like 5-6 years old at this point. Hey, keep buying our outdated console because there isn't anything better, and PCs are too expensive right now. So yeah,
it's all grim. Everything's grim.
Mm-hmm. This feels like a 2021 podcast.
It feels like when I first got that STD.
Okay. SSD. I think it's pronounced SSD.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
From videocards.com, SteamOS now offered with new gaming pre-built PCs. Now, this is the way. No, you can't buy a Steam machine from Valve. And no, don't pay somebody $3,000 for it on eBay. You can instead either build one yourself for around the same price or go out and buy a pre-built featuring SteamOS. Now, there was a time when Steam was a pre-built option. You'd get a Dell Alienware Steam machine 10 years ago. Things like that. But now the first one has appeared from Meta PCs. They call it the Steamroller. And it's in a case that looks a little bit like that Lian Li B4 we were talking about earlier. Something like that. Smallish. It has a 9600X, a Radeon RX 7600, so very close to Steam Machine, except the Steam Machine's RX 7600, I think, is the mobile variant of it, so this will be faster. How much memory, though? 16 gigs, but a 1 terabyte SSD.
Yeah.
So that's good. Double the memory. Double the storage. Same amount of memory. But it's $1,300.
It's a Jones Bro case. Jones Bro.
Is it? Okay. This doesn't seem like that great of a deal. But if you can't build it yourself, it is available. Yeah. And if you can't build a PC yourself, I mean, I guess if you're just afraid
they guarantee it all works together. Everything's pre-installed. You don't need to hunt around for the SteamOS. You can just go, ready to jump on and play games.
I hope this becomes a trend. More and more companies will introduce one. But I feel like their existing deals with Microsoft will prevent them from doing this. We'll see. We'll see if Dell Alienware starts shipping with SteamOS for like $100 less than Windows. Protect Our Games Act. I'm sure you've seen tweets and various other news posts about this legislation. Well, it failed in California. So Stop Killing Games prepares their next move. Do you think there's any chance that game companies are not heavily lobbying to prevent this from passing?
Oh, they actually did. Yeah, the Entertainment Software Association actually did lobby to make sure that this got voted down. Unfortunately, the Stop Killing Games crew wasn't as well provisioned with lobbyists, so there was none on the forward momentum to pass this. All the lobbying came from the Entertainment Association, who presented the typical alarmist arguments arguing against the bill, claiming things like Minecraft and Call of Duty community servers were illegal and they were not in any way affiliated with Microsoft. Think about that. They claimed that Minecraft and Call of Duty community servers were illegal and weren't affiliated with Microsoft.
It's all in your EULA in terms of use.
Yeah.
They get you. They get you.
Through all that
private servers infringe on the IP. Keep them pure, run by the companies only.
I totally understand a bunch of people getting together, meeting up and talking about this and writing, letters and signing petitions. But ultimately, if you don't have enough money to buy these politicians, then you're not going to get your bill passed. I'm sorry. Lobbying is...
So someone living in a cabin writing a manifesto on this, it's not going to make a difference.
I am holding on to my Flash game, Spank My Monkey, with my cold, dead hands. Never mind.
Moving on to picks of the week. Josh, please take it away.
I did this some time ago, and I've been using this power supply nonstop, and it's been fantastic. ASRock is not always known with the, favorably. I mean, their last generation of motherboards that kept frying 9800X 3Ds, not great. But their power supplies are really, really good and nicely priced. $100 for 1,000 watt, 80 plus gold, Cybernetics Platinum, fully modular, ATX 3.1, PCIe 5.1, with dual color 12 volt 2x6 cables and a 10-year warranty. That's just super inexpensive for a really, really nice PSU. And again, I've been using it for about a year and a half now, and it's fantastic. Super quiet, clean power, hasn't blown up any of my cards. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that. And Brett, your pick of the week.
I'm always about returning power, and returning power to the people is really what I'm all about. And when I say power, I mean electricity. I don't know what we're really talking about here anymore. And when I say electricity, I mean keep it flowing, even when they try to shut you down. And one of the ways to do that is through an uninterruptible power supply at Woot right now until our 250th anniversary on July 4th. So from now until then, all of these cyber power devices are available at a reasonable discount. They've got some of the larger, squattier power supplies with about 4 or 8 batteries in them. They've got rack-mounted surge protectors, rack-mounted UPSs. They've got under-desk flat up to, I think, about 700 or around 800 VA. They have a couple of different AVR stabilized 1500s. They've got 1350s, 1200s, 1000s. There's a whole bunch on this Woot page right now. Find one that matches your needs, whether it's at your AV system out in the living room or the computer in the back bedroom. You never know when you're going to lose something that you're working on, or you just want to be able to go shut the computer down before it crashes violently after the power goes off. Not a bad investment. Protects your delicate electronics. It's on sale now for the next 3 days. Go look.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to pick something for free. You guys both had a great deal, but what if you don't want to spend any money at all? I recommend a YouTube channel with frenetic energy and kind of a twisted sense of humor sometimes, but it's very entertaining. John Bringus of Bringus Studios. My son has become a huge fan of this guy, so he's on all the time at home. And he's one of these guys who will game on anything, gaming on a magnifying glass. He gamed on a trash compacted PC. He was gaming on a GPU, but literally like only a GPU, or doing something weird with the Stadia server and Stadia controller that he found, and gaming on a Google Meet with SteamOS. He was ahead of the curve there. Anyway, if you don't know John Bringus and Bringus Studio, you need to go to YouTube, just Google it, or whatever you need to do. Find it. Entertaining stuff, and absolutely free. Except you do have to watch ads unless you pay for YouTube Premium. Sorry. Bringus Studios. All right. That will do it for the PC Perspective podcast for this week. We want to thank you for listening, possibly even watching, because I don't know if you're aware of this or not. As you listen to this on your iPod 4th generation with original wired headphones, walking around your neighborhood, puzzling about what we look like, trying to put a face to these voices, go to youtube.com/PCPer and watch us. We put the very same podcast that you can download and listen to on YouTube. You can see our faces while we're talking.
I need to get a tan and lose weight.